This is KNN podcast. Today, this is not very child appropriate unless you're over the age of 10. But, I mean, there's not much killing, but it could be nightmares. But it's not like mystery. This is, this is mystery. You can look at the outside view of our building right now. It's very, very watery. But today we're going to be talking about five and and thank you to Sonia and Ananya for watching our last video. And
Yeah.
we're so
Unlike some people, cough, cough, Nina, cough, cough, Sahasra,
Cough,
cough, cough,
cough,
Ashu, cough, cough, Aina.
yeah. If we forgot about Vinmai.
Oh, cough, cough, win my.
Exactly. Okay. Well, going on to our podcast today, we're talking about MH370, right?
Yep.
Oh my God, MH370. I think we should introduce them what MH370 is.
Yes. I will do the honors of that. Okay. MH370 is the one flight that went missing. It started in Kuala Lumpur International Airport in Malaysia, and its destination was to arrive in Beijing.
Yes. So the flight was at March 8th, 2014, and everything seemed normal when it first started. The flight was around 12 a.m. Yeah, 12 a.m. Basically, the flight was supposed to go through the whole night and reach by dawn. But that's obviously not happening, or else we wouldn't be talking about it now.
The second part of the mystery was the person that was driving the flight, the pilot, was supposed to drive them for a specific route into Beijing, but no. After they turned out the radar signal, the flight went in a misdirection, or we don't actually know which direction it went. But several weeks before the flight incident, the pilot was seen practicing a similar route on a flight. Actually, I found out very later after the happened.
Oh yeah. So like you just said, that was true. We have been taking this route many times before, and it's not like a really far route. It's like almost like a 6-hour route. So it's not very long compared to other routes. And if you look at the map, Malaysia isn't that long to be within flight distance. But for some reason, when they were crossing the ocean to go on to the route, that I was something unhappy with.
So after that, the aircraft suddenly stopped communicating with the civilian radar. Shortly afterwards, military radar showed that the plane had turned around on its way and crossed to Malaysia, heading west over the Strait of Malacca.
After that point, the plane disappeared from radar coverage. However, investigators later discovered the aircraft's satellite system had continued to send in signals known as pings to satellite owned by the KNN. By the way, Travis explained, if you're like into air stuff, you know what's happening, but like when you're going from like just international airs, you go from, so right now they're going from Malaysia, and then they're going to cross the Malaysia border. There's the, I don't remember if it's like Vietnam, I'm not sure, but I think there's Chinese borders. When they go there, across the ocean, they hand over the radio to the other people.
Because they're in their
territory, and they guide them through their own, like, ocean. But what happened right now is they handed off the signal to other people did not catch their signal.
They did not receive the flight.
Yeah, they did not receive the flight. So the problem happened. The problem started there. It was they're trying to find out why that happened and how.
Right. By analyzing these signals, experts determined that flight likely flew into the south, into the remote Indian Ocean for several more hours after running out of fuel.
Yes. And also for future reference, this mystery has a bunch of theories. So honestly, people are not sure. And right now, actually, this year, 2026, they're starting the new investigation to find out what happened to the flight. If the loved ones actually have a true death certificate. I don't know. But this discovery launched one of the largest Malaysia, China worked together to search thousands of square miles of oceans.
By analyzing these signals, experts determined. Okay, after this happened, what happened was the plane most likely landed at a nearby island. But if you go onto Netflix and watch the actual podcast on this, well, actually watch our.
It was a TV show.
Yeah. Basically, there's this girl that researched a lot about it and checked the satellite signals, and they had an imprint. Okay. What happened there was the imprint showed that there was some missing plates of the flight in the ocean, and it made out the lines of the plane perfectly, and it was.
Yes, but some of those pieces were different flights, and despite searching many years, they didn't find like a whole plane piece. They found one piece. If you look at the islands, there's one island called the Rodriguez Island, and they found a few pieces there. But I don't remember the exact name, but I think it was, what was the name? I'm not sure, but one of the islands
Were a military base.
Yeah, we're a military base, but they found a piece there, except they do not allow other countries to enter because that was a UK-US military base. So time for questions. So Bhumika, what is your most top theory that happened?
My top theory that happened was after the plane, I think the pilot had something going on with something on the plane, or had an interaction that happened.
What do you mean by interaction? Like hijacking?
Or not really hijacking, I would say, but something that mentally, physically, or happened with him. So I think that the pilot had this going on for several weeks, and while it was the thing, he asked if you didn't know, the assistant co-pilot.
Yes, I don't remember his name. I know
the pilot was Zahir Amit
Shah.
Yeah. But the co-pilot, it was his first flight that he ever flew.
Yeah.
And what happened was, I think. I mean, not first flight, but it was his first experience with this pilot. And what happened was, I think the pilot asked him to leave the cockpit, and while he was there, he locked the cockpit and started he depressured the entire cabin.
Okay. So, I'm sorry, Bhumika. That just sounds very unlikely because these are...
No, I watched it on the thing.
They're trained officials.
I don't trust.
What I think is they might have run out of fuel.
That happened. I know that.
No, I think that's the cause. I think something happened in that area which caused them to use more fuel, and then they ran out of the fuel they were supposed to use. It couldn't be hijacking, because...
Obvious reasons.
Obvious reasons. So that's all we have for today's podcast. If you have any questions, please ask us. We would love to answer them. We have a question. Our next podcast is Question Podcast, and we want you guys to ask us questions, and we'll answer random questions.
Okay, buddy. Bye.
Bye.
Ow.